So, Lorrie, you spoke in a conversation about the limitations in your own life and how you've worked through those. When somebody comes to you seeking life coaching, how do you guide them through their own limitations?
That's a great question. And it's something that each of us have limiting beliefs in our life because of the stories that we tell ourselves. So we can have a thought about something, but we don't necessarily have to believe it. It is only when we give meaning to the story that it can create suffering in our lives. I don't know if you've ever heard of a woman called Byron Katie, but Byron Katie runs a school out in California, and her methodology is called The Work. She's able to help people through asking 4 questions on limiting beliefs. Is it true? How can you know that it's really true? Give me evidence that it's true. She asks, how does that thought make you feel when you feel that way? And who would you be if you didn't have that thought? When you begin to work with a limiting belief, here's an example, one that I've struggled with for years, and that's I'm not good enough. And I think a lot of us have that limiting belief. And therefore, I think I can't do this and I can't do that because I'm not good enough. It's a core belief. Now, when I ask myself, is that true? Part of me says, maybe. If I commit to it and say, no, that really isn't true, and somebody asks me, well, where's the evidence? You know, and I look through my life and I see some of the things that I've been able to accomplish, I realize that that is not true.
So it takes the power away from that limiting.
Yes, it makes me truly understand that although that message I internalized a long time ago doesn't mean that it's real and true for me today. When I think about what does that cost me, how does that make me feel internally when I feel like I'm not good enough, it pulls me back. It keeps me from being able to leap forward into maybe doing something that I've always wanted to do. If I didn't have that thought, who would I be if I didn't have that thought? I could be free to be anybody I wanted to be. And that's in working with people, where when you get them to that realization that I don't have to live with that limiting thought, then the barriers all start to fall down and they're able to go forward. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have 50 more limiting beliefs that I have to work through.
Right.
And once I work through them, then where do I want to go with them? Well, who do I want to be when I grow up? You know, a lot of people kid about that. I have a lot of folks that I work with who have worked their whole lives. You know, they've, gone to that job every day and they're just waiting for retirement. And then they get to retire and they're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And time becomes, more precious because you only maybe have so much of it. So if you only have so much of it, what do you want to do with it? Well, I don't know. That's where life coaching can really help, because we can work through, if you didn't have those limiting beliefs, if you didn't have any shackles on you that kept you tight and clenched and, walking through life kind of like a robot, and you were free, what would you be free to be?
Right.